is, if you recall, about this time last year, I made a video about an alternative form of heating for a small area, and it was using an oil lamp. Recently, somebody commented on that video about have I considered the specific kind of lamp, and it got me thinking about the whole thing all over again. So the specific kind of oil lamp he's talking about is the Dietz 2500 Jupiter. Now, this lamp will hold 2.33 liters or 80 ounces, and that will last for 75 hours. And the BTUs is 1400 BTUs. So that's great. I mean, my heater, the Wave 3 on low, is 1600 BTUs, so it's just a little bit less than that. The concern is, well, there's a couple concerns with using an oil lamp. Obviously, you want to be careful not to spill it, but that goes without saying. You also want to, I wouldn't want to use kerosene or even lamp oil. I would try to use vegetable oil. Olive oil is the best because it has a very low amount of soot produced. But I would probably use like a canola oil or some kind of vegetable oil that's a bit cheaper, because olive oil is quite expensive. It is an attractive possibility. Now, one person, I was reading the comments of that old video, and one person said, well, if you cook olive oil, it's carcinogenic. It's like, really? I know if you fry with it, it is, but if you're just having it on a low amount of heat, is that carcinogenic? And it's the thing with the internet, you don't know who to believe. You know, some people say this, some people say that. So I don't know. If you think it's carcinogenic, causes cancer, and you know this with some degree of authority, please let me know in the comment section below. So yeah, that's a possibility. The only thing with these Dietz oil lamps is right now the 2500 model is not available on Amazon.com, and Amazon.ca they're like $100, $120, and on eBay.com they're like $40 or $50, but then they charge like $60 for shipping. So you can't win. But you know, they're saying, oh, you can just pick one up for $40. Well, you can if you're in the States. Anyway, it's kind of just a little wrinkle, but I am considering it. Oh, look, my fridge just shut off. Yeah. So I also want to talk about running my fridge, my truck fridge, 12-volt fridge, the smallest one, TF15, I think they call it, the model, off of my Jackery. So let's see what's going on with that. Alright, well, I'm trying to power my fridge with a Jackery. You can see it's at 33 watts. Currently 12 Celsius inside the fridge. Now, I haven't had this Jackery plugged in for about a week, yet it's still at 100% power, so that's good. Oh, 34 watts now. Hasn't gone down from 100%. Let's see what happens with this thing. Okay, so the fridge has been on for like 10 minutes. It's down to 5 Celsius, and 96% of the battery has gone down to 30 watts. Once this goes down to 4 Celsius, the compressor should shut off, because that's what the temperature is set for in the fridge. So what I've also done is I've run the cable that came with the Jackery, the 12 volt that you plug into your cigarette lighter of your car or whatever. I cut this in half. Yes, I took a risk. And I ran this wire to the fridge, and then I cut the other half and I ran it into my 12 volt system with the the fuse panel. I know that's kind of ugly, but it's doing the job. This switch is to turn the fan on, the little computer fan that I have that's circulating air along the floor. So my little switch plate thing got broken, so I'm gonna have to buy a new one of those. So I simply, when I want to power it, so during the night, this will be unplugged because it does use quite a bit of power, and then during the day it's going to be plugged back in. It's going to take about 10 watts of input. Oh, 11. So let's unplug this, give it a second, back to 0, and then see my panel voltage, my batteries. It says 12.3. Now if I plug this back in, it's going to go back to 10 or 11 watts. Or maybe less. Output 3 watts. Look, that went way down. You know why? It's right, 4 Celsius. Cool. Now output is 0 watts. Yet I can still hear the fridge. What's up with that? Anyway, let's see what the old voltage on the batteries is. 12.1. I knew it. 12.0. Bad news. So I'm going to unplug that. And I'm only going to have this charging during daylight hours. And see how that does. I will mention that how I got the Jackery attached to the wall here is I just slapped together this shelf thing, and it's held on with zip ties and screws, a couple L brackets. It's not pretty, but you know, it's just kind of temporary. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time making this van look super awesome since I don't plan to be in it after next year. So yeah, I'll be taking that off and repainting the walls and stuff anyway. So that's good enough for now. It's quite solid. I can't move it. It's not going to fall off when I'm driving, so that's what counts. Oh, now the fridge is at 3. Output 0. Lithium battery 95%. So right now it is 5:40 in the evening. Let's see how this looks in the morning. Alright guys, well there you have it. So far I think it's going to work with the Jackery running the fridge. It's kind of early going. I just did this right now, so I give it a few days and see how it does with the charging off the 150 watt solar panel. If I can charge the Jackery off the panel during the day and unplug it at night and still run my fridge all the time, then it could be a good thing. Now, someone might say, well, wait, why don't you just run your fridge off your house batteries? My house batteries are on their last legs. Static Capperman thinks there's a possibility they've been, what did he say, sulfated or something? It's probable. And this is one of the reasons I'm going to get AGMs next time, because there's no way I can screw it up. You just plug and play. Where when you're adding distilled water, like I've done a couple times, if you don't add the right amount, you could mess up your batteries, and maybe that's what happened. I don't know. Electrical things are kind of like one of the many things where I kind of don't really know that much about it. I just kind of figure it out as I go. So don't take my word on anything electrical. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and be well, my friends.